The Bloomberg experiment is super interesting because it's really interesting because you typically have to win like New Hampshire or Iowa to be considered like a serious contender. I think historically it's generally how it works in the Democratic Party, although a lot of the rules are changing, especially post-Trump. But Bloomberg is like, fuck all that. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I don't care about the first 4 primaries. I'm focusing on Super Tuesday, which is really interesting. June will never debate me because she knows she can as well. It's kind of frustrating that like a lot of these people have now kind of like set up. So my big frustration lately is that I kind of had like Twitch as a platform to kind of like make fun of like crazy conservatives and conspiracy theorists for a long time. And that's kind of what I did. And like politics on Twitch was more or less spearheaded by me. And then there might have been a couple of really small people. But up until about like 2019, like more or less I was like the only person on this platform that did, kind of like politics. And that like as crazy as YouTube got or as crazy as whatever, like at least on Twitch, like I kind of like had this area to kind of like make fun of these people. I guess the reason why the focus on the lefties so much as of late is that now it feels like the majority of politics on Twitch is like, again, batshit insane conspiracy theorists like it used to be on YouTube. And most of them are too scared to talk to me, just like the conservatives were, because they know that they don't have any real arguments. It's a pretty frustrating spot to be put in, but I mean, I guess I don't know, maybe you could argue it was like inevitable. It's your fault you platform most of them. Yeah, I guess I always kind of like undercount like how sensational like conspiracy theory and shit can be versus like, oh, well, let's find out like what's actually happening. Like my brand of politics, like all in all, is actually so much more boring than what somebody who wants to sell you conspiracy theories and snake oil can, right? Like it's so much more exciting to talk about how everybody's rigging everything against you and how everybody's like out to get you and everybody is working against you and the CIA has moles in your campaign and the NSA is spying on your blah, blah, blah. Like that's so much more exciting than like, well, let's look at the facts and see what's up. Do you think they're legitimate grifters? I don't think they're grifting. I'm sure these are their legitimate political views. Their legitimate political views are just oftentimes very naive and stupid. And then like the conservatives on YouTube, they found that like the easiest way to kind of like deal with it is to not talk to somebody like me who can call them out on it. So they just hide behind their excuses to not talk about me. Oh, he uses debate tactics or blah, blah. It's all the same shit that all the centrists said on YouTube. And then they can just kind of like preach to their audience about how conspiratorial everything is without ever being held to account for any of it, of course. You don't think Shrew is grifting? She'll blindly signal whatever the majority... She was just stupid. She's just a reactionary dipshit like kid that likes to talk about politics but doesn't know anything about it. Have you considered making long-form hit pieces on the lefty streamers? Well, the thing is that like if somebody's not interested in actually having a conversation to me, like being a reply guy on videos is just really annoying. Like, I'd rather like have a real conversation and show people how fucking dumb you are, not like do reply guy shit on videos over and over again.
My man looking clean as fuck.
It feels closer to grifting when they're willing to discard politics in order to make fun of Pete for being gay. Well, that's not like grifting. That's more just like they never had like real political foundations to begin with. Like it's always been like about like, well, maybe you would consider that grifting, I guess. Or not you. I don't mean that like an insult. Maybe that would be considered grifting. I don't know. But yeah, like it feels like a lot of their, to quote the famous, their axioms are ungrounded. But yeah, like maybe that people have never really thought about this stuff as much as they claim to have. Doesn't it feel good convincing people they're hacks, though? Well, not really now when my entire platform has been overrun with political hacks. It doesn't feel good anymore. No, it feels like pretty fucking bad. Like, it feels pretty gross.
If it makes you feel better, you pulled me out of the crazy part of the left. Thanks, BB.
No problem, buddy. Bad Bunny is probably a grifter. I don't think she legitimately believes in anything that she says politically. Bad Bunny is just a lonely person who will do anything for a group of friends that will accept her. So if her group of friends were to transition over to Nazi conspiracy theories or flat earth or whatever, she would be right there behind him. I mean, I don't necessarily blame her. Bad Bunny just wants a group of friends to fit in with. She's been pretty lonely for like the past like 5 or 10 years or whatever, so it makes sense. Her motivations are at least somewhat understandable. Do you have any ideas on how to bring Twitch sphere back to a normal spot if they all avoid you and they don't want to do? Well, I mean, I don't think you can. I think that once conspiracy theories have kind of like taken hold.
What's the best way to combat these people on the platform? NGL, it seems like you're calling to destroy their egos.
I think that once people have like started to do the conspiracy thing, it's really addicting. Like it's so much more fun. Like, it's so fun to think like, well, Pete's campaign, you know, they also bought services from Shadow, and Pete's advisor's wife is friends or owns the organization that owns Shadow, so they are all rigged. Like, that's fun stuff to think about. It's just like the Pizzagate or QAnon stuff. Like, it's fun to run down those rabbit holes and to find like, their campaign slogan had 17 words, and if we break down 1 + 7, we see that 1 represents Hillary Clinton and 7 represents her 7th term as the senator of New York, which we see at stand. Like, that's all. Like, that's super fun. Like, that's so much fun to do. Like, it's so fun to get involved in all of that. Like, why would you go back to like, well, okay, whatever. Maybe there's more reasonable explanations. Like, nah, I don't think people care to do it. I feel like Destiny's exaggerating. You're just as stupid as like everyone else though. Like, I've already seen the dumb shit that you're typing in chat. What did you just I just saw you say something stupid. Pete donated $40K to Shadow Inc. Something was going on. Pete didn't donate $40,000 to Shadow Inc. Pete bought services from the company. Like, you're already wrong. You're already starting off on a conspiratorial foot. So you already don't know what you're talking about. So no, I wouldn't waste my time talking to you. No, like you're already lost. Like, you're already down the conspiratorial. Unless you think I donate money to OVH or I donate money to Amazon when I buy a service. Like, you're already down the conspiratorial rabbit hole. Nothing I say will ever like convince you otherwise. Can you name some political commentators that you endorse or at least respect? Sam Cedar, man, he's trying his hardest not to go fucking crazy. I don't know if how much he cares about the other crazies that he has on his platform or not, but Sam Cedar is trying his hardest. Everything I've seen of him, it seems like he's trying really hard to be responsible in his messaging. And then obviously David Pakman. I don't know anybody else that I respect right now. Definitely not Michael Brooks. Absolutely not. Definitely not Kyle Kalinske. That dude is just as bad as Alex Jones. They are literally on the same tier. I don't know who else. Oh, Hutch. Fuck, man, that Hutch dude. He's not like a mainstream like political person. But yeah, like Hutch is trying his best. Yeah. ContraPoints is okay, but she doesn't do as much, obviously. I don't even know if I would consider her necessarily political. She doesn't really comment on like mainstream political things. It's more like, I don't know if I'd say sociological. I don't know. I'm not sure what I would. Bastia is okay. I don't know. He probably leans a little bit farther to the right than I do, but Nate Silver, maybe Nate Silver. Nate Silver seems like he really fucking hates Bernie Bros, though. But then again, he gets harassed by them a lot on Twitter, too, so I don't blame him. We might be similar in that regard. He might be the only guy more ass-pained online about Bernie Bros than I am. Eva seems okay, but I think that they let people get away with too much. You talking with Mike from PA today? Yeah. Well, I hope so. Supposedly, he starts to stream in about 5 minutes. He's challenged me in the past. Yeah, fuck it. I'll talk to him. I'm ready to do we'll dive down the conspiracy theory memes about this Iowa shit if he wants to. Don't you think that momentarily killing your views with League is letting all these bad political commentators grow on Twitch? Well, kind of, but like, I don't want to do politics like 12 hours a day. Like, that's not fun for me. I don't enjoy doing that. And I don't think that just because I leave for like, a couple months to play League, that all of a sudden like conspiracy theory runs rampant. I mean, I guess if I have to do politics for full time to like keep these people at bay, I can do it. But then I'm basically just relegating myself to like fact checking lefties is so boring. Like, you don't understand. It doesn't require even any reading at this point. Like, we can already combat like lefty fucking academics, right, who don't have any like econ knowledge at all. That guy, Michael Albert guy that authored Participatory Economics, doesn't even know the stock market works, right? Like, these people are so boring to deal with that it's like, fuck me. I'd rather at least like the Nazi stuff is interesting because I get to read about World War II. I get to read about cultural Bolshevism and Germany and Hitler. Like, at least I get to research more about that. But like fucking like lefties are always like one wiki article away from understanding that they know nothing about what they're talking about. Like, it's just so boring. I don't know. I don't like to do that full time. Trutherfiction.com. Did Pete Buttigieg's campaign pay $42,500? Pay and donate are two different things. They paid for a service. That's different than donating. Joe Biden did not donate. His campaign did not donate $1,200. They paid for text messaging services. Pay and donate the connotation is vastly different. I'm not a lefty, but there are plenty of respectable lefty academics. What Destiny just said is very dumb. None of them are on fucking YouTube or Twitter, though. Like, I'm sure that there are some people that study, like, lefty shit in, like, academia or whatever, but they're not the people that are on YouTube. And I doubt that those people that would come from academia would make the same stupid fucking claims that the people on fucking YouTube and Twitter make, or any of these mainstream lefty figures or whatever. Like, there's a difference between, like, oh, like, I'm a guy that studies Marx for history or whatever, I have this understanding of blah, 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 versus some people, dumb fuck like Kyle Kalinske or whatever. These are two vastly different things. Mike responded and said, about exactly what? The story there is relatively boring. So Mike is going to walk back that he ever said that it was conspiratorial. That's good. All these fucking cowards. H-Bomber guy and Sean and Jen did it too. They walked the fuck back on everything they said. These are the same people that attack PewDiePie for fucking shouting out 30 channels, and then one of them happens to be like some fucking like covert ops fucking Nazi crypto channel. No, Mike's typing up a long response. Probably going to be about how he doesn't have a strong opinion about anything that happened in Iowa, and it was probably blah, 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 blah. I don't think I've trafficked in any conspiracies other than to point out that the media narrative being formed around an obviously disrupted result. How frustrating. I mean, I guess it's smart, right? Like, they would adopt the same strategies as all the fucking, like, conservatard people or whatever. Why would we talk about that? Pete is ashamed of being gay. He's completely ignoring everything I said about the last clip. Does anybody have the clip where Mike screamed at me that he would debate me on a clip? Anybody have that? It's interesting, like how meek he is now in conversation. This is not the alpha Mike that was screaming and pounding his chest a couple weeks ago on stream. It's interesting. Do you care more about electing the right candidate to beat Trump or the candidate with the best policies? The right candidate to beat Trump is definitely like the most important thing. The right policies don't matter if you can't enact them, right? That being said, from the polling that I've seen, it seems like most of the big candidates right now have a roughly equal chances of beating Trump. Like I think Biden and Sanders and Warren, I know that Biden and Sanders had pretty equal shots at beating Trump, with I think Biden leading Sanders in some swing states, but not by much, by like a couple points.
Here's the truth of Destiny is he will not debate me on issues. Every time I debated him, like the last 2 times I debated him or talked to him, he brought up Nicole and he wanted to know more about our relationship. Like so it's just like creepy. It feels parasocial. It feels like invasive, and it's just like, hey, dude, why don't you not worry about us?
So I think I brought up his relationship with Bad Bunny because he was literally defending Bad Bunny's like 400 uses of the word fag on Discord, which was pretty insane. But okay, is Buttigieg pulled to lose to Trump? I haven't seen Pete's numbers against Trump. I don't know. Mike has gone silent on Discord. He's no longer responding to me after I linked him the Pete is ashamed of being gay clip. Who cares what Bad Bunny said in private? Isn't it your stance? Oh, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't think I ever did care. I don't care what most people say in terms of like joking stuff. I don't think you should do it, but I've never been on like a big hype cancel train for any shit. I wasn't even on PewDiePie when he fucking dropped his N-word shit on. I thought it was stupid as fuck, but I don't know if that makes you racist or if you whatever. People always ascribe to me a lot of stances that I don't have. It's very interesting to me. But didn't you say that this person should be canceled because they said that word or whatever? No, not really. I personally usually don't care that much about this stuff. I just think it's funny that some people selectively care about it a lot. Like, depending on who gets hit by it, basically. So, for instance, Hassan flipping shit over what I say in private and then going on to support Cumtown over and over and over and over and over again is kind of interesting to me. It makes me wonder a little bit what the motivation is for supporting any particular type of speech. Oh yeah, I see like the black female playing basketball KFC grape. This is a stupid thing. This was 2 years ago. She didn't call it the N-word. It's bad. This is